Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with a brand new attitude and a brand new internet connection. Welcome to the show,
baby.
everybody.
Yes.
Everybody back in the house. Look at this. Tony Gump, John Bird. It has been like 2 weeks, it feels like, since we had all three of us.
It has.
I feel
It's
like
been longer than that, hasn't it?
I don't know.
The combination of all three of us.
It's been like 2.5 weeks or something, I think.
I felt like a whore being passed around from person to person between you and Bird and David Lynham and everybody. I felt so used. But everybody had very important things to take care of, which is understandable. But the boys are back in town, and so glad that has happened because it just, you know, like when Lynham was on, it felt good, like we had fun, you know, and the shows were good and everything else, but it just don't feel right until we're all three back. You know, this is the show.
Yes.
We can have fill-ins, we can switch some stuff around, or people need a vacation or whatever, but this is the show.
This is the show, and this is fun.
And this is
Us three,
fun.
you know?
This is a fun show. A show with fun.
Fun show.
Fun friends.
Like the,
Fun family. Fun fans. It's just fun all the way around. And my messages now don't work. I can't see anybody. There's like over 300 people in here in the chat, and I can't see any of them.
There's nobody's typing except for you in the chat.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching it. So
Okay.
you're good.
All right, let me put it. Type something, damn it.
Something.
Damn it.
Well, when we go live, you gotta give people a few minutes to get in here. You know, that's just
Of course.
part of
Thank
the
you,
game.
Tony.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're now on our 5th hour of broadcasting. We were broadcasting the radio show over the past couple of days because apparently a fresh coat of paint was going up in the radio studio. And when I asked what it looked like, I was told it looks the same. That they maybe just painted one wall.
And why would it take so much time to do that?
I don't know.
I mean,
Hold on, I'll show you a picture. Let's see.
it's maybe a 3-hour job, maybe.
And why didn't they start it on Friday? Because, you know, everybody's off for the weekends. I guess the weekend show people, they pay for their time, so.
I'm sure there was something going on there that, you know, required me and Leland to be out, which it's fine, you know. But we got that cumulus blue on that wall. That's you don't like it? That's on the
In a room that small, a dark color like that is not.
You don't think that's good? Well, here's why I think they only painted one wall. I think they're about to put a wrap in there. Wrap. They're about to put a wrap in there, much like what WJOX has.
Yeah, big difference though. We have a small room. Well, you guys have a small room. Jocks has a huge room.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. If you take off all of the insulation in that room, it's going to sound really echoey.
There's been so many different ideas thrown around as far as what they were going to do about this. I mean, there was even talk about moving us to a different studio. That's obviously not happening since they're painting and wrapping. But it's all hinging on what is called Talk TV, and they're going to put cameras in the studio. Just like, I mean, it's not a new concept.
What a novel idea.
It's the same thing they do at Jocks. But here's the thing, and I'm not criticizing everybody. I love everybody I work with, but I work with radio people, not TV people, and it's almost as if I need to get Tony Gump to go to the station for our guys and show, because I assume the producer's got to handle the cameras.
No, I think they're split screen.
Oh, that's not what Jocks does though.
Well, Jocks has 12 people on staff.
But you don't need split screen because you've only got one host. I mean, I guess
with the exception of the morning show, and I guess that.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I think what they're going to do is they're going to have maybe 2 cameras in the studio and then a third camera on the producer. Well, it's on the producer to swap back and forth. But here's where I think it would look better. So if you watch Jocks online, they will have their host talking. You know, most of their morning shows got like 4 people. Their midday shows got like 4 people, and then afternoon is Paul Feinbaum. What they'll do is they'll have the camera on the host, but then they'll just every 5 to 10 seconds go from the straight on camera to a camera that's up here up above, and then back to this camera, and then just do that back and forth every 10 to 20 seconds.
I wonder if they're using AI for that.
I don't know. I just don't. If it's being manually handled by the producer, I don't think they should do that. I think you should only go with the far off camera in the event that something needs to be seen or you're going to break or something like that. Because when people watch podcasts and stuff, they don't have different camera angles for the same person.
Right.
Like it stays, I'm like, a big production like Alex Jones, it's got, 3 cameras and a big production like that. But for a radio station, you just need that one camera on that individual. And then when you go to break, then you can do a panned out version or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
You're right. It's the difference between still thinking radio or still thinking TV versus podcasting.
Right.
I mean, it's just, we're seeing it with all of the late night shows and all of the, they're just the networks are just losing.
The reason
everything.
to put cameras in there is to make a video podcast form of the radio show. Now, if you were looking at the building, at the people in the building, and you're saying, who do we need to talk to and get advice from on how to do this the right way, which employee would you talk to? Me, John Bird. You would talk to me.
I would talk to you.
Yes. And
You
so
would be the person that we would talk to.
because I'm the person
About
that's
those
doing
things.
a podcast. Okay.
Right. You
The
have
only
the
one.
experience. They don't.
They don't. They don't.
don't.
I'm the only
No.
one that's doing a podcast in the
You're
building.
the one that has
And so,
experience.
I've not been approached about anything, and I don't know. I mean, I've offered.
Thank your
advice.
lucky stars you haven't been approached because it will be more work for no payment.
No. I will only accept being approached for advice. I am not looking to get involved. I will say this
ain't the
is
way it
what you should do.
With only 10 minutes of advice, you could give them plenty to help out their situation. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to help in the sense of like, hey, y'all should do this or this, but I mean, again, and I'm not blaming anybody for it because these are radio people, not just radio people, but radio people that have spent the last 30 years of their life doing radio. They don't know anything else. And so to dive in, no matter who it is, no matter what industry you're from, to dive into this world, you don't know what you're doing at the beginning. Go back to our first episode. My first episode back in 2018, go back to our first episode in the studio. Like, it's all completely different. And it's almost, we cringe a little bit when we watch it because we're like,
Oh, yeah.
we started it. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what was going to look good. And so over time, it'll get better, but why not start with the guy that's podcasting 5 times a week and say, hey, how do you think we should do this?
I'll tell you why. Because that makes sense. You're forgetting. You are forgetting. This is radio. This is traditional media. And they always do the opposite.
Gotta do it the hard way?
Yes.
Is that what happens in radio?
Always.
Well,
I mean, they should have seen this coming, and they should have been ready to pivot with the times, and they just stuck with the radio, and the audience just keeps getting older and older. And, quite frankly, they're passing on.
Look, I was doing
Yeah.
this stuff in 2021 and 2022. I was pushing for it. And when Murphy was still here, we were doing, we were doing Facebook Live. I was, pushing for that. But they don't think on the front end. It's always a game. It always
always
seems to be a game
chasing.
of catch up.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always chasing for some reason.
Yeah, and I think Bubba is on top of this as far as what the future is going to hold, and I think he's right. In the next year and a half, we're going to see a lot of the pop-up people just thinking they can just do a podcast out of nowhere. They're going to fall off because they're going to get into the grind of things and then realize this isn't as easy as it looks.
No, it's a
to
lot of
keep
hard
up.
work.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know it seems like we come in here and we just have fun, but literally, and Trish reminds me of this all the time. She's like, you never stop. You're just always working, 20 hours a week on the radio. Then we come in here and do, 4 hours of podcasting throughout the week, and not counting us getting here, getting ready, breaking, taking another one, finishing up, editing, posting, and then 3 hours on Saturday night with posting on the backside of that and getting ready. I mean, we spend a lot of time putting this together. Now, we do it because we love it, obviously, and if we can pay our bills in the meantime, that would be great. But it's just, it's a lot of work, and most people that get the idea of wanting to podcast, they don't understand that on the front end.
And they don't have a purpose. You really do have to have a very well-defined purpose. And even when we started, we had that, and it still morphed and changed as time went on.
Yeah, but you got to have a mission.
Yeah, but you can't turn on a mic, and that's, I'm a broadcast professional. Who am I impersonating? I'm a broadcast professional. I kid. I can just turn on the mic, and I will sound incredible.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's a great impression of a guy we won't name.
But I mean, I love him. I kid.
I cannot tell you how many people have come up to me ever since, especially since being here doing it this way, have come up to me and said, "Man, I want to start a podcast." And the thing they always tell me that they want to do a podcast about is the one thing that they're most interested in. And it could be anything from tasting whiskeys to, I had one guy say, he runs a lawn care service. He said, "I want to do a podcast about lawn care." Yeah. And, maybe it works in some realm, but it's not going to work on the front end.
The work that it takes, because you've got, they need to be out and about too. So you'll have in studio, then you'll have out and about videos, because you're talking about the outdoors. You can't just sit indoors. I mean, yeah. I don't think it'll keep people's attention.
Well, and then there's the section of people that just think them and their two friends are the funniest people on the planet and say, we can get in there and do a podcast. That would be – people watch it and they think it's easy, and it's not. I mean, it seems easy because everybody sits around with their friends and talk, but, it's –
I can say it's gotten easier for me. Tuesdays, Thursdays type of thing. I don't really look forward to it, but I like it. It's the weekend shows that I look forward to. And that's more hanging out with you guys.
It's looking for an excuse to drink. That's what Tony's looking for.
Well, that too, yeah. It gives me a good excuse.
Like it's drinking day.
Yes.
Stacy G, Bob Cook, the Fat Pig, Rainey, John Bird.
Yeah. Oh, the Fat Pig says, "Holy shit, that guy looks just like Bubbles." Thank you. Thank you for the reminder to smile.
Oh, my God. Y'all know what happened on AEW over the weekend?
No.
And remember, I'm not a Trailer Park Boys guy. I don't watch any of that stuff. I'm going to have to send it to you if I can find it, Tony.
All
right. And we're going to have to get it choppy because it's from AEW's pay-per-view.
Oh, great. We're going copyright right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Let's show them how to podcast appropriately.
Yeah.
I may not have it, actually. I thought I found it on Twitter, but maybe it was after all this Charlie Kirk stuff. My whole thing's flooded with where I've liked Charlie Kirk stuff. Give me another minute. Nah, I don't think I've got it on here. So anyway, there's a pay-per-view of AEW, and it's a wrestler called Christian and Edge, and they're in Toronto, and they're walking through backstage, and they run into some famous hockey player or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And then they move on, and they come around the corner, and Bubbles is standing there.
Oh my gosh!
And he's like, "Hey, can I help you guys win your match or whatever it was?" And they're like, "No, dude." Christian's like, "No, dude, get out of here." And then they kind of push him out of the way, and they go around the corner, and all of a sudden, it's the Green Bastard, his little superhero wrestling deal.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the hell is that?" Oh gosh!
I need to go back and visit that and rewatch it. That's a great show.
I've thought about actually going and watching it.
It's a great show. And the great thing is, it's so all over the place. there really aren't any storylines. So you can pick it up anywhere. You can pick it up 5 years down the road. You can do the first episode. You can do 6 seasons in.
Yeah.
And you know everybody, and you know how dysfunctional their life is, and you know how the trailer park is.
It makes you feel like you're part of the family.
It's like a white trash Andy Griffith show. That's it. It's a white trash Andy Griffith show.
That's what I like. That's what turned me on about Bubba the Love Sponge show, because I felt like it was a big white trash party every day on the radio. You didn't know what was going to happen. Tony, I sent that to you. I finally found it.
Okay, and for the record, my favorite Trailer Park Boys episode was the one where they made their driveway out of hash because they had to hide the hash.
Nice.
That was so good. Dude, I died laughing when I saw that. Oh,
I know. And you know that the writers just sit around smoking hash and just coming up. So, hey, man, this is a good idea.
Yeah. Or what's it, Julian with the glass?
Julian.
He's always got the glass.
Yeah, my son, years ago at Alabama, when he was at Alabama, he went for Halloween as Julian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
got stopped several times. He had tea in his glass, but the cops stopped him several times because he's walking. They're walking down the main drag, and he's got got him what looks like a glass of whiskey.
All right, so give me like 10 seconds at a time, Tony. This is, on the left is a guy named Edge, or Adam Copeland is what they call him now, and then Christian Cage is the guy on the right.
Oh, look at Daryl Silver. Boy, Silver, the history here. Come on. Yeah, Wendell Clark.
So they're going through, and then they run into this guy. What did he say his name?
Wendell Clark.
Wendell Clark. I guess big time Toronto. What is the Toronto Leafs?
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
So you can just keep fast forwarding a little bit. They run into that guy. They talk to him for a minute. He's like, hey, I hope y'all win your match, blah, blah, blah.
That's the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
He looks tough. He's been through it.
He does. So they move on from him and watch.
I can't believe you didn't say hi to Wendell Clark. You weren't even friendly.
Wendell Clark is his name, by the way.
Clark. Okay.
A legend. What's your... Bubbles? Just don't say good luck.
You know what? I'm proud to look like Bubbles.
Look at that. Look at him.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's
You know what? I'm gonna get the glasses. That's what I'm gonna go.
Go ahead and give it up,
for
man.
Halloween.
I mean, look at that. Look at it.
Yeah, he does. He always looks kind of up above the camera.
Yeah, he's always looking up. All right, hey, keep rolling with it. Keep rolling with it.
Okay, sorry.
Just don't say good luck with the big fight today. If you need any help, sort of.
No.
By the way, that accent he does is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he's a national treasure. He's right up there with Rush.
Yeah. All right.
We don't need your help.
What are you doing? This is Bubbles. Canadian icon. Why are you going to do that? Take it easy there, Dick Wheels. I'm just saying.
Are they chanting Bubbles?
Yeah,
in
they're
the
chanting. The
background?
crowd's
that's-
chanting Bubbles.
see?
Oh, that's good.
I know a guy.
That's actually the same nickname I had for your mother.
Whoa. We're not going there. What is your problem?
Oh, that's fighting words right there, man.
And
Those are
everybody's
fighting
watching
words.
this in the stadium. That's why they're reacting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bubbles. Yeah, Dos Equis, man. Why don't you go have a Dos Equis?
What is that? One of his gimmicks? Go have a Dos Equis?
I don't know.
Dos Equis.
Green bastard. For birds unknown.
Oh, my God.
The green
Okay,
bastard.
that's who I should go as for Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
If you could do
Green
that,
Bastard.
because I didn't know anything about the Green Bastard until the chat brought it up one day, and at that point, that's when we looked it up, and I'm like, oh, that's Bubbles' wrestling name.
So what I need to do is I need to go to like Toronto on Halloween.
You could.
Just bring like a hockey stick and a pair of glasses. I mean,
you sure as hell could just make that costume at home.
Yeah, the Green Bastard. That looks pretty easy.
Oh, just as him.
We could see if we can get you one of those replica championship Green Bastard belts.
See, I've got the green shirt right now.
Yeah, then you're halfway dressed like him.
Halfway there.
All right, go ahead. Do it. This is
Hey,
good.
bastard. What are you doing here? I'm here. I got your backs if anything goes down. Okay, little bit of advice.
Okay.
Just between us legendary wrestlers. Start fucking hammering people, no mercy.
Okay, that's enough. That's pretty good though. I saw that. I actually wanted to rent that pay-per-view and I didn't because there's this whole idea of counter programming going on between AEW and WWE. I don't know who's at fault here, but apparently WWE is trying to put their pay-per-views on the same day as AEW to squash them out. So AEW ends up moving their pay-per-views up to like start at 2 p.m. So when it's over is when the WWE one starts. And I wish they wouldn't do that because I would actually rent the AEW ones if they were on at night, but I can't sit at home in the afternoon. I got too much stuff to do.
Well, what you do is you make it. What you do is you make it like a super secret club kind of thing. It's like we announce the date, but at the last minute we're going to change it. We're going to change the offense.
Yeah,
You know?
that's not a bad
He's
idea.
going to call Omaha, going to change that offense on them, and then boom, you switch it to another night, and then WWE can't do anything.
That's a good point.
I think that'll be a
WWE.
last-second audible would be the term.
Yes,
audible.
that's an audible.
WWE's really screwing the pooch. They just made a big deal with ESPN, who's now carrying their pay-per-views or their PLEs, premium live events. So you got to stream it on ESPN's app or whatever. And after their first episode, their first wrestling show, they did being part of ESPN. ESPN.com gave the show a C rating and says it was lackluster, and they didn't even like it. And so it's,
Wait, they're carrying the show,
Right.
and they gave it a C.
Yep.
Yeah, that marketing manager, I tell you what.
the
top-notch.
shows they've just not been good lately. I don't know why. There's a lot of people criticizing it and just saying the booking's not good. You know, Triple H kind of is the operational head honcho, and so he's making the matches and stuff, and people are like, it sucks. They don't like it. So that's just what I get. I get several wrestling posts in my feed just because, I watch it from time. I don't watch it a lot, but I like watching the pay-per-views and stuff just to see the violence.
I wish I would have watched wrestling as a kid because I got to meet all those wrestlers later, and when I met him, it was like no big deal. I'm like, okay.
Dude.
And people are like, you met him? I'm like, yeah. He's playing beach volleyball,
Our man Nick the Gun Guy, he's got some wrestling ties. He knows some wrestling people.
Dude, he knows exactly. Like, he hit me up one day, just basically knew exactly where I lived in Clearwater and the street names, and he's definitely from there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a new person, Truth, coming. Who is that?
The truth is coming. Yeah, tell us the truth. Who is it?
I don't know. Truth coming. Tell us the truth. She's a
How you know it's a she?
I don't. Tell us the truth, whoever you are.
Tell us the truth about your gender.
Truth is coming.
Yeah.
No, I know who it is. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Well, that pretty much gives it away.
Yeah, we all know. It's not a secret. So on the radio show today, we talked a lot about this press conference that Donald Trump had yesterday with the vaccine stuff and everything else.
Ooh, we said it.
We've been very hesitant about mentioning the V word, but on Capitol Hill today, Google/YouTube testified that they were not going to be banning people for COVID-19 talk and vaccine talk and political speech in general.
Yes.
Let's hope that they immediately put that in place. They said they're not going to use third-party fact checkers anymore.
Thank goodness.
It's the whole problem was they were using AI and third parties to go through there and ban people and give people copyright strikes and everything else. And so hopefully that is over. And it gave me enough confidence today to talk about this. So Trump holds a press conference yesterday with RFK Jr. and some other doctors, Dr. Oz and a couple other guys. And they talked about this idea of jabbing babies full of vaccines after they're born. And they are now changing the guidelines to say, if you want to get the vaccines, spread them out. Because the toxic materials that are in
Yes.
these things that can be detrimental to a newborn who doesn't have an immune system to be able to handle that kind of payload of foreign substances. Like, you can't do it. So this is part of the press conference right here and what Donald Trump said yesterday afternoon.
And on the vaccines, it would be good instead of one visit where they pump the baby, load it up with stuff. You'll do it over a period of 4 times or 5 times. I've been so into this issue for so many years just because I couldn't understand how a thing like this could happen. And it's artificially induced. It's not like something that when you go from all of those, healthy babies to a point where I don't even know structurally if a country can afford it. And that's the least of the problems. To have families destroyed over this is just so terrible. I also, and we've already done this, we want no mercury in the vaccine. We want no aluminum in the vaccine.
I know. What?
The MMR, I think, should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel. The
measles, mumps, and rubella?
Mumps, measles. And
Look at you.
The 3 should be taken separately. And it seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem. So there's no downside in taking them separately. In fact, they think it's better, so let it be separate. The chicken pox is already separate because when that got mixed in, I guess they made it 4 for a while, it really was bad.
So ultimately, what you have here is a little bit of common sense saying, spread these vaccines out. You're still getting them. If you want your kid to have the vaccines, do it. But you are putting your child at great risk by giving them all those foreign substances all at once.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I thought when I was watching that RFK should have taken the mic, taken off his jacket and shirt, flexed a little bit, and said, if you want your kids to look like this,
Oh, God.
you need to listen to what President Trump and myself are saying.
That was good.
Vaccine-free body.
And I didn't even know I could do it. I just did it. Yeah, because, he looks like an action figure. His suit goes like
He does.
that, man.
Yeah, he makes sure that suit fits just right.
He
So he
sure
talks
does.
about that. And another thing is Tylenol. Did you hear about this? So Tylenol, they're finding these studies that are linking Tylenol, pregnant women taking Tylenol to autism. Tylenol, okay? And we've all been taught that Tylenol is great and wonderful and there's nothing wrong with it. Apparently, there's a problem with it. Listen to this right here. This is from yesterday as well.
Grief.
See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups, the Amish as an example, they have essentially no autism. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol during pregnancy, can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think. But if you can't tough it out, if you can't do it, that's
Too bad.
what you're going to have to do. You'll take a Tylenol, but it'll be very sparingly.
So
It can be
ultimately what he's saying here is don't take it if you don't absolutely have to have it. What is Tylenol used for? Reducing fever? That's one of the big things. Pain
yeah.
relief.
Yeah.
If you have a fever, what is a fever? It's your body fighting off whatever you got going on the inside. Fever's not a bad thing. Now, if it gets to a certain level, then it could be detrimental, but the fever is natural. It's your body's medicine. fighting off whatever illness you got going on. And instead of, and I have always been told this, and Trish told me this as well. I wasn't that informed on it. And she's like, I'm like, oh, I got a fever. She's like, well, fever's not bad as long as it doesn't get to X number, whatever it is, 103
Right. And you can do
or
ice
whatever.
packs or whatever to help keep the fever down.
Yeah. And so Tylenol has been pumped in for that reason and suggested by doctors across the board for pregnant women. And whether or not these doctors know it's detrimental to pregnant women or not, they've probably been taught by the Big Pharma funded medical schools that, hey, Tylenol is one of your best friends, including in pregnant women.
Oh, yeah.
And this would make a lot of sense as to what or why autism rates have spiked over the years, is because we have just, as a society, become accustomed to fever bad, Tylenol good.
Pump the
And
drugs,
so-
pump the drugs.
Bump the drugs. When all along the people with the drugs want you to stay sick, because as long as you're sick, you're a customer, and they're making
that
money.
money, man.
That's right. And so there's a lot of questions, not just with pregnant women, but also with vaccines that adults get. Such as, there's many people, probably even in this audience, that say, hey, my loved one came down with this illness after getting a particular vaccine. And they, to this day, say that they believe that particular vax was the one that triggered it. Now, there could be something already going on in their body, and then that vaccine ended up just pushing it over the edge and causing whatever, debilitating disease it is.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with that. I mean, I saw something the other day, a commercial for taking a pill for dry eyes. My eyes are dry. I'm going to take drugs. I mean, take some freaking water and squirt it in your eye, for God's sakes. I mean, and then the side effects, sure enough.
Long list.
I'm going to be shitting out my armpit. I'm going to be dizzy and all this. I'm like, it's not worth it.
No.
I mean, I've had dry eye syndrome for years. Just
deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it, man.
We do live in a society where people don't feel like they should have to deal with any sort of discomfort or pain. They feel like that if there's something out there that can alleviate whatever I got going on. It's just like the tooth thing I had a few weeks ago. As a matter of fact, the dentist told me to take Tylenol, but for 2 days there was nothing I could do about it. I just had to wait on antibiotics to work, and I had to suffer. I couldn't get any relief. I just had to suffer. And sometimes that's what we got to do as humans. We just got to, deal with the pain. Now, there are great drugs out there that help, just like the antibiotics or whatever, that are vital to helping you getting better, but
all this
you don't
stuff
have to have something for everything.
all that futuristic name drugs.
It's bad.
I've always found it suspicious that when these doctors go to medical school, and who funded the medical schools, Big Pharma, things like that, they aren't required to take any real classes on nutrition or health or anything. It's all medical stuff and man-made artificial
Pushing the
crap.
drugs.
Yeah. So it's to benefit the industry is how they groom or treat all these people. I guess wrong word, but almost like creating salespeople.
That's
like
exactly
a staff.
what they are.
Yeah.
Man, when when I'll see them come in occasionally, like when I go to the doctor, and I'll tell you one thing that they're doing. I'll tell you that. They get these hot young chicks out of college. And they doll them all up, and they come in with their little suitcase. Here's some drugs. Here's some drugs.
Yeah.
Here's some drugs. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They used to always come through the car wash in their leased Lexus or whatever, and walking high heels, looking all like uncomfortable, and they're off to see the doctor.
Yeah, it's all done on purpose. It's done purposely that way. And the thing is, the vast majority of unhealthy people that deal with chronic illnesses and whatever else, have no idea how to even eat healthy. They don't. People that are obese have no idea how to eat healthy. And it's not their fault, but society has just not given them the tools that they would need to prompt them to do so, because everything else going through the McDonald's drive-thru is so normal. Giving your kid Happy Meals is so normal.
Yep.
And in our day-to-day lives being so busy, you feel like you almost don't have a choice. Most people know fast food's not healthy, but I've been doing it since I was a kid, so, what's one more meal going to hurt? And so it's a cycle that never ends. And you think about the other communities, Amish community, for instance, that how many chronic illnesses do you see within the Amish community? You hardly see any. You don't see autism. You don't see any debilitating. You don't see 400-pound Amish people on Walmart scooters.
Nope.
You don't see it. Actually, one of the reporters asked at the Trump press conference about Amish people and whether or not they're afflicted by these problems.
Yes, go ahead, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to go back to the Amish community, if I can, just for a second. I recently saw a man from Minnesota, an Amish man from Minnesota, on a podcast, and the host asked him what the rates were for like ADHD and autism, and he had no idea about ADHD, didn't know that it existed, and certainly didn't know of any cases. What are they doing?
It doesn't exist with the Amish community, and they don't take all of this junk. It doesn't exist. That tells you, doesn't that tell you? That's like, that's like certain countries where it doesn't exist and they don't take it. Would you like to?
I like, because he ends up saying, he's like, countries like Cuba, they don't have like autism. He said, and it's probably because they can't afford Tylenol.
Got to get that line in, man.
But you know what podcast that reporter's referencing? He's referencing that time Theo Vaughn brought on an Amish kid onto his podcast.
Yes.
And questioned him about, and that's what I actually saw Theo Vaughn retweet that video, and he said something along the lines of, "Cite your sources, fellas," because they never mentioned him. This is actually, I think this is the clip they were talking about. That is fascinating.
So you naturally have it, but if you treat it naturally, in
You
terms of your
it.
lifestyles and everything, you can manage it.
Yeah. Yeah, they just, and then again, they don't have a lot. There's a lot of different kind of Amish people, but
Yeah, I'm preaching
vast
all
majority.
this. I'm preaching all this. Says the man that went to the doctor this morning to get his ADD.
To get his Adderall. What else was on that podcast? It was so funny. Oh, he did ask that kid about autism at one point, and he didn't know much about that either. Watch this. This is he said live to bar up with their eyes. Amishism, he says. Oh, that's so good. I love Theo Vaughn so much.
He's the genuine thing.
He then starts asking the kid about music and what kind of music he's into, which is it just gets better. Yeah, here it is right here. This is I'm asking about. That's so good. And listen, you know what the funniest part is? Is they had that kid, and I don't know if this was after the interview or whatever, but somebody had him in a car and started playing Coolio's Gangster Paradise. So they start, and the music's playing. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's my favorite song." And then it starts. Coolio comes in with the lyrics, and he kind of stops. He goes, "What is this?" And they're like, "It's Gangster's Paradise." And they're like, he's like, "Did they rip the song off or what?" They're like, "No, this is the original." He's like, "What? I thought Amish Paradise was the original."
God, that's crazy. That's probably his dad probably listened to it.
Yeah.
That's where he got
Amish
it from.
people. Amish people are the
Crazy
best,
zany
dude.
Amish.
Yeah, they're the
They got fierce
best.
beard games too, man. Some solid beards, and then they don't have the the mustache up here. What is that? Abraham Lincoln? Is that what it's called?
That's the old Abe. Honest Abe.
Honest Abe.
Sounds like an Urban Dictionary.
The Honest Abe.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Honest Abe flavor saver.
You know what? Let's see if it's an Urban Dictionary. Let's just check it.
Yeah, look up Urban Dictionary. The Honest Abe flavor saver. No, don't put flavor saver. Put what is
Honest Abe.
the Honest Abe? Yeah.
It's got to be something. It's Dr. Dan.
The Honest Abe. Here we go. An Honest Abe is a term used to announce that you are about to or are in the process of releasing a silent but deadly fart. Says while driving home, Mark yelled out, "Honest Abe," allowing me ample time to roll down my window. He really is a stand-up guy. Wait, there's more. There's actually...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The next one says, when you're having ANOP with a girl and you have to do the thing. So you follow the step, spit on her back, then she
No.
Oh, I can't even.
then she turns around and you know what? And the example says, Johnny, yo, did you tap that? Tim says, yeah, I did the Honest Abe on her. Johnny says, oh yeah.
Good land. That's definitely needs to be in a Dr. Dingaling episode.
But you think about the process of that. Yeah, the purpose of spitting on her back is to make her think you did something else. And so she's like, oh, it's over.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
She turns over and gets it in the eye.
That's what I forgot about this show when we three are together. Those left turns, man. I mean, they're just they're sharp, man.
Imagine the people that are going to tune into this to learn about vaccines, and they're like, "Oh, the Honest Abe. Let's see what that means." That's disgusting.
Yeah, Mike, Chris.
Yeah, I
good
just saw
job.
that.
He's trying to bait us. That's about as bad as Donkey Punch.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, we're not going to do it. We're only doing
When you can know and guess what it might be, you probably shouldn't look it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a good idea for one Saturday for us to say, just super chat the term you want us to look up and we'll read it. That would get so sideways so fast.
Yes, it would.
Oh, you totally missed it. I gave a Hot Carl reference on the radio yesterday.
Yeah, he did. He
I
did.
slipped one in there. Some guy named Carl something. And I said,
Jonathan Carl from ABC.
That's it.
Tony Gunn was like,
Carl.
Hot Carl.
I said, Jonathan Hot Carl.
Jonathan Hot Carl from ABC News.
And 98% of the audience had no clue what that meant. You know, so
It's an inside.
yeah,
thing.
that's right.
Inside Willie.
Involved with Saran wrap, apparently.
Yeah. What else do we got? Oh, so with the Tylenol thing, with Trump saying pregnant women don't take Tylenol, of course, CNN goes into overdrive saying this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Tylenol is perfectly fine, and even brings a doctor on the show to explain that Tylenol is completely safe.
Dr. Ho says, I want to read the rest of the statement from medical ethicist Art Kaplan. He said of today's White House announcement, what was said was not only unsupported and wrong, but flat out malpractice in managing pregnancy and protecting fetal life. I know this is personal for you. You've spoken about your daughter who lives with autism. What do you believe will be the real world impact of what was said today by President Trump and Secretary Kennedy?
Well, the real world impact is that parents are now, or people are going to think that Tylenol causes autism. And as Dr. Gupta points out, it's not supported by the science. So the right answer would be, if they were going to convene a press conference, they're saying, look, we are concerned about autism. We know it affects a lot of families. We want to do a deeper dive into the potential causes of autism. So we're going to convene the best neuroscientists, the best environmental health experts together to look at
time out. So Peter Hotez, who claimed that Tylenol is perfectly safe because his wife took it while she was pregnant, but also has a young autistic daughter, is the person CNN brought on to explain Tylenol totally doesn't cause autism.
Now, keep in mind, look at this guy. He does not look like he should be given health advice.
No.
I'm just saying, he doesn't look like a normal guy.
Sanjay Gupta, what a liberal hack.
Now,
Yeah, he
Sanjay Gupta
sucks.
looks like, what is this guy talking about with his look?
You remember when Sanjay Gupta went on Joe Rogan and he just railed him for, CNN making fun of him for taking ivermectin? He turned out to be. Sanjay Gupta was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I didn't have nothing to do with it, even though I'm the doctor of CNN.
And now we find out ivermectin's even safer than Tylenol.
Yeah, imagine that. Mike Chris, $5 for respecting women. Thank you, Mike Chris.
Ooh, a bird
That's
song.
what we're trying to do. We're trying to respect women here. By the way, OTL show, Cash App, and Venmo. If y'all want to get in on that, that's the way to do it. But yeah, there's CNN, I think, proving Donald Trump's point inadvertently. I don't think they meant to. Here's what's crazy, and a lot of people don't know this yet, but if you go back to 2003, there was a class action lawsuit filed against the makers of Tylenol.
2023.
Is that, what did I say?
2003.
Oh, okay, 2023, where there was a class action suit filed against the makers of Tylenol, which is whatever company, I don't know. And it went to court, and the judge threw it out without allowing the people to even present evidence that Tylenol was causing this kind of stuff. This is the report from Fox News back in 2023 when this court filing happened.
Fox Business Alert, take a look at shares of Kenvue. They are up about 1.6%. Kenvue is the consumer products unit J&J spun off back in August. Shares hitting a one-month high at this hour after it received a favorable court ruling related to a class action lawsuit. The lawsuit claimed that exposure to Tylenol during pregnancy caused birth disorders. The federal judge in the case issued an order that will not allow the plaintiffs to present evidence for a link between prenatal exposure to Tylenol and autism or ADHD. J.P. Morgan added Kenvue to its focus list, saying the ruling effectively collapses the plaintiff's case in this litigation.
I bet it does. They're like, look, there's no truth to it whatsoever because the judge said so. And who made a bunch of money off that, Tony, since the stocks went up after that judge threw it out?
Oh, you know.
You think the judge maybe made some money? Maybe the judge had a little stock and
Well, I wouldn't even say that. It's usually backroom stuff that we never hear about. Cash, gold, whatever the diamonds, that's happened. These people, for a judge not even to hear stuff, obviously something was not right.
Right. And it's not just 2023. It goes back well before that. If you go back 16 years, Larry King Live, Jim Carrey, and Jenny McCarthy go on his show and say to him exactly what is going on. Even back then, even 16 years ago, they went on there and they were talking about the vaccines and how many vaccines kids were having to get, explaining exactly how all of that works.
I don't know what happened in 1990. There was no plague that was killing children that we had to triple the amount of vaccines.
What happened after 1989?
The why did they
triple? It warranted 26 more vaccines.
Agreed.
Are all of them absolutely necessary?
Because they want to make money.
Of course.
It's twice as many as anywhere else in 30 countries in the Western world. But we give twice as many shots as any of those countries. Why is that?
Well, what are you against? Don't vaccinate for this, but vaccinate for that?
Yes.
I think we have to choose which ones are absolutely necessary.
You should educate yourself. We want to empower parents to educate themselves. Do we need to have the chickenpox? Do we need the hepatitis B shot on the second day of life?
I don't think we can afford to assume that the people who are charged with our public health any longer have our best interest at heart all the time. Parents have to make their own decisions, educated decisions. They have to look at the information.
Space out the vaccines, delay them till after 1, clean out the toxins that are in them. We don't need that many.
Why would a doctor not want to know more about something that could save a life or prevent a disease? I don't understand.
The AAP is financed by the drug companies. Medical schools are financed by the drug companies. This is a huge business. Vaccines are the largest growing division of the pharmaceutical industry. $13 billion.
They control medical schools.
What we're asking is for them to take a loss for the good of our children. That's a tough sell in a boardroom.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, you go to a Big Pharma boardroom and be like, hey, y'all, we're going to lose billions of dollars, but it's going to be for the betterment of humanity. They're going to be like, get the out of here, dude.
It's like Tesla's invention for free energy wirelessly. Shut that shit down.
No, don't get me started.
Yeah, you can't even. Mm-hmm. And those are the same people that shut them down had to do with starting the whole AMA, American Metal Association, in the first place, like the Rockefellers and stuff. Carnegie.
Everybody's looking out. Nobody's looking out for the betterment of humanity, and I think that's what makes Elon Musk such an important figure, is because he has been the only, billionaire that we've seen that has done something of substance to better society, and that was by Twitter, and open it up to free discussions, because a lot of this would still be suppressed if it weren't for Elon by Twitter. Remember how hard they fought him on that?
Oh man, tooth and nail.
The government, everything that could come after him in order to stop him from buying Twitter did. and he still pulled it off. And when he bought it, they're like, "Oh, it's crashing. Nobody's gonna use Twitter and blah blah blah." It's the biggest thing going now. Yeah. Elon's not stupid.
No.
I mean, his mom may have taken Tylenol when she was pregnant, but
but look what he's done with it.
but look what he's done with it. That's right. I saw a hat on the internet's wild. There was a hat that said, "Please be patient with me. My mom took Tylenol." As in, okay, I'm gonna move on. We're about to get out of here, but I do need to show this post. Somebody brought it up to us yesterday. Donald Trump put out a very jarring post. He said, "This is top secret. We just caught the Venezuelan militia in training, and it's a very serious threat to the U.S."
Andale.
Good job.
Is this a game show?
It's got to be.
I don't think we can underestimate how vitally important and hilarious that it is that the President of the United States posted that about a country that's currently threatening him.
Dude, he's
What
the
do they
best troll
expect?
ever,
What do they expect? It's not like Trump has just come on the scene. They've known that he is the ultimate troller.
Well, and he's also, I mean, we've got like a $50 million bounty on Maduro's head as well. So, because he's basically running the giant cartels that are shipping fentanyl over here. So, anyway, I just needed to make sure I put that in the mix, even though it doesn't have anything to do with vaccines. We are going to get out of here, though. We got a members only coming up right after this. And with that, Tony Gump, you got final words.
Final words are, I'm glad we can say the word vaccine and talk about it now because I actually personally know some people that were affected by vaccines, and I also think it got my father, too. I looked into that some, and that's the only conclusion I can come to. So on that note, stay positive, and I'm glad to have John Bird back and Andrew, all three of us here. This is fantastic. Love it. Can't wait for this weekend, but we'll be here again Thursday and get plenty of water, meat, sunlight, sleep.
That's right. John Bird.
It's good to be back. Love the sun. Don't take shit off anybody.
That was beautiful.
Short and sweet.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
All right. Y'all stick
But
around.
you throw shit at him if you need to.
Y'all stick around for a members only coming up right after this.
Yeah, thank you to the audience, yes.
And until next time, see you, cuz.